just mic'd up with Mikie Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J. Mitch. We got Jackie Boy.
He tried to jump up, and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys would come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there, he's punching me in the stomach, like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around, who here thinks Chico can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's doing the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Chico can practice today. And I was like, I look back and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
You heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her and I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Good show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like, they should all
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, June 19th. Got a big show for you today. A lot to talk about. Lloyd is alive and well, and he's not throwing up, and he's got a smile on his face, and he doesn't look like a ghost. Well, look like a sickly ghost. He looks like a ghost because he's very low pigmentation.
They can't tell that because I have the camera fit.
Oh yeah, it's a little. Yeah,
I
you're
give
right.
myself a little makeup on.
Yeah, you're right. Got a big show for you today. A lot to talk about. NBA, obviously, finals are over. Boston Celtics, they won the NBA championship. They now surpassed the Lakers for most NBA titles, most championship titles in the NBA. Yeah, world championships.
World champs.
Yeah, national champs.
Yep.
I guess Toronto counts. So, so like international champs a little bit, I guess. North America champs.
Yeah, that hemisphere.
Yeah. Tennessee has punched their ticket into the College World Series, so you have half of the World Series finals. We don't know who the opponent is going to be. That game is happening here in a little bit. That is between Texas A&M and Florida. Everybody was up in arms that Florida made the tournament. Probably didn't deserve it. These are other teams that aren't in the SEC saying that. Now Florida is one of the final 3 teams left in the College World Series with a good chance to win. I think A&M does win tonight. But what we do know is that it will be another SEC versus SEC national championship game this year. So SEC is guaranteed another title. I think that'll make 6 or 7 straight. I don't know the exact number, but it's been an unbelievable World Series. Been very entertaining, and I think the teams that have been the best or played the best are going to be in the finals. and I'm looking forward to that. That happens this weekend. If A&M wins, that means both teams, Tennessee and A&M, go undefeated. So they faced they played the minimum amount of games that they would need to play, and both of them will be very well rested. You're going to have a couple days off in between before the 3-game series. Now, if A&M loses this game, they have to play again tomorrow against Florida. So that takes one of those days off away. But needless to say, they're in a good spot. Florida has had to play an extra game, maybe a little bit more worn out on the bullpen. That was kind of their issue all year, is that they're thin in the pitching staff. We shall see what happens. But they absolutely boat raced Kentucky. Like, boat racing. What was it, 16-4, Jay?
15-4.
15-4. And they got off to an early the way to beat Kentucky, get up on them early. It can't come back.
Been saying it forever.
Grand slam in the first inning helps.
Oh, Jared hits a
3-run home run in the first inning. Helps.
That helps.
So
Johnny Damon.
it helps. When you're up 3-0 early, it's great. Anyway, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Lloyd.
Oh, I was just saying, I just wanted to wish Jared a happy Juneteenth. I glossed over a holiday our host did. So
I wasn't gonna gloss. I was gonna come back to it. I was going through the headlines. Respect.
should have been at the top of the headline.
You're right. My bad. My bad. We also have
Hit in charge.
Coach Paul Mainieri coming live via video call at 6:15
Coming in
from head coach South Carolina of South Carolina, coming in talking about that transition, what's going to be like getting back into the game after 3 years off, how healthy does he feel, and all of those hard hitting
type questions.
Journalism.
What did he shoot today? Last time he played golf.
Yeah.
Did he know?
Did Kramer really have a standing tea time with you every Thursday? I don't know. Is that an embellishment? 'Cause that was in the article. Standing tea time.
I would have loved to have gotten that.
Yeah. Listen, I've played with Coach. Now my game is significantly different
I would
than it was when
imagine.
we played. My game, I love the way my game is right now. Like, love it. Okay? Like, I feel it's the first time in my life playing golf, I feel pretty confident going on the course. Now I'm gonna say this, I'm probably gonna shoot a 95.
Well, that's golf. You have to
the next time out, but
when you struggle, always think of these days of right now.
No,
like,
right.
I can do it.
Write down the good things.
Right.
Like the baseball journal. Write down what's going well when you're going well, because when you're going bad, you forget all the other stuff.
Yep.
Right?
Good slider.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Okay, hey, I was like this in my stance. Okay, let me write that down. This is what I was feeling. Okay, let me write that down. Okay, great. I should do the same thing for golf.
I should call her.
I'm in a good spot. I love it. Enjoy it. So I'd like to go and challenge him to another.
Well, home and home.
Yeah,
LSU does play
great
South
courses
Carolina.
over there.
Yeah.
I've already told him that we're coming out there. His handicap's going to go up. My handicap's going to go down. We're going to be a little bit more even. I may have to give him strokes, which won't happen. I'm not going to ever do that. But I'm excited to talk to him as a coach of a different school for the first time that I've known him. And, I think he's excited. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to have portal updates.
When I met him, he was in between jobs, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He hadn't actually started the new job yet.
That's right. I'm coming here. Looking forward to seeing you. And then
Let's win one of those natties together.
Yep.
Don't decommit. Let me talk to you.
We did that.
Yep.
Jared fell asleep.
So I'm happy for him.
Not that one.
We will have some portal updates for you. Obviously, a lot of guys are leaving. Also, a lot of guys are coming in. A lot of these guys that are leaving, is probably the best decision for them. Get a fresh start. Get somewhere where they have an opportunity to play. Hopefully we are done on the portal. I know I mentioned something on Monday. I don't know any of that. I was just making assumptions based off of what I've seen other people do. Nobody has really said if anybody else is leaving. It was just more of, hey, I would not be shocked if someone else left because of the amount of people we have. But Jay, like we all knew he would do, was going on the portal and has brought in some big-time bats, some big-time arms. A couple guys have really explosive stuff, like kind of the same kind of stuff that Lloyd had on Monday. But
was a one-pitch guy.
Struggle to control it too. You know what I mean? Struggle to find the zone. But electric stuff, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop when they come over here. Jay is obviously not done in the portal. There's a couple other high-profile names out there that are undecided that have not made a decision yet, and I would imagine that he gets a few more guys in the portal. Plus, you have to remember the recruiting class he has coming in have some really highly touted players that you would hope that one or two of those freshmen can find a way in the lineup early on in their career. Also, college pre-draft combine is going on, which I think is a great thing for them. We did not have that coming up, and you had to go work out for teams as opposed to going to this combine that's a lot more controlled around an environment of other players that it's kind of loose, but you can show your skills. I don't think they play games there. I think it's just BP throw, which is the dream.
Right.
Let me show you how talented I am without having to see anybody pitch to me. Yeah, you already saw that, so
The Serrano drill.
exactly. And we had a bunch of guys there from LSU. Jared Jones put on a show in BP that I think that we all knew he would do. He led everybody in average exit velo or exit velo on most balls over 105 miles an hour or something.
Slam rate.
Which, by the way, oh yeah,
Slam rate.
that's like the swing path and contact point and launch angle, everything coming into one spot, and they call it the slam rate.
The slam rate.
You ever heard of pitch quality?
Like strikes or balls?
Fuck no.
Like spin?
It's
What
like
is
it's a no. If I remember, I think it is pitch quality, but it's a number of 5 different metrics that they grade your pitch on. So say if you got a 70 pitch quality fastball, it's a
Do we have too many stats? Do we have too many things?
All right, I got it for you, dude. I just found it.
When is too many things?
What is
too many
it? What is
things?
it?
This is why we have too many. If this is what we're doing, it's the quality of pitch, the QOP, a theoretical pitch quantification statistic that combines speed, location, and movement into a single numeric value that quantifies the quality of a baseball pitch. Bro, if you told me there's all this stuff in baseball, you would have a kid pick up a bat. Be like, are we doing math class?
It's basically just a way to say, hey, I'm smarter than you when it comes to this game because I can tell you these 3 different stats and this one stat. Right?
That's listen, not everybody's robots, right? I think that you can put all together the old school stats and say, okay, yes, obviously that guy would have good pitch quality because of everything that they've got. This guy has a lot of movement. This guy, you can tell that Aaron Nola would have a high pitch quality based off of how you watched him pitch, not based off of what a computer generated on the stat, right? I know what the number's going to say. Now, I guess there's some guys who may get hit with high pitch quality, but is that really that high of pitch quality if they're getting hit, even though the numbers are saying it? I think there's
the only reason I know about this is because apparently
I've never heard that stat.
I don't know about
I've been out
what
the game
it
for a few
was
years.
in the minor leagues, and maybe it's not even different from the minor leagues to the major leagues. But apparently, Paul Skenes' pitch quality for his fastball is not good.
Oh, I think he's been pretty good with it.
I'm just saying.
Oh my god,
it's not good on the pitch quality scale.
Oh man. Okay.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah, and if you
my guy is.
Don't throw fastballs, Paul. It doesn't work for you.
Yeah, and if you're a pitcher with a good QOP, but you have a bad BABIP, then I don't know if I can play you.
Bad BABIP is known for being unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's what we call that.
Right?
Unlucky.
That's batting average of balls in play is
Right.
what BABIP is, if you don't know. And so that's hey, how many times do you give up a ball in play, which is not a home run or a walk?
Right.
So it has to be a ball in play, whatever, right?
So you could hit 230 with 30 homers and strike out 200 times, but could have a very high
BABIP. Right.
That's the thing.
North Carolina's pitchers had a great BABIP.
And so as a pitcher,
defense.
right, if you have a high BABIP, that means that whenever people are putting the ball in play, they're more than likely a hit, right? Not out. If you have a high BABIP as a pitcher, which kind of says, okay, he's getting a little bit unlucky. Law of averages obviously say it is very hard to hit, have 3 hits out of 10 at bats. And so if the BABIP is high like that, then they are above the average law of averages. And so that's just, hey, every ball's in play is a hit. And you see that. Kevin Gausman, when he was going into free agency, he signed his first year, 1-year deal with the Giants. He didn't have a great year the year before, but his other numbers as far as BABIP and those types of things were really good. And so they were saying, hey, based off of everything else, he just had a really unlucky year. So we're going to give him a shot, and obviously it was the right move, and he just shoved for 2 years, and then he got a big deal, and he's still shoving. When complete game shut up the other day. Pretty good. I think he pitches again on Tuesday. Is Coach in the chat? He's not there. Let's see.
He's not. Ball's not in play.
Ball is not in play.
Is he on a different time zone?
Yeah, he's on Eastern time. But I
Yeah,
told him it
South
was
Carolina
6:50
would
my
be
time.
Eastern time.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Sometimes, like, new time zone for the coach that maybe doesn't.
Yeah, it's
it
okay.
could be
Look,
Central time.
maybe that happened. Who knows? What was I saying? Oh, stats, numbers, made up numbers. You have F WAR, or you have WAR, then you have Q WAR, then you have
I still don't know what
X
means.
WOBA. You have a WOBA.
I know what that is.
So WOBA is expected batting average, or on weighted batting average, and then so basically like. Actually, I don't know how you get to that number, but then you have an X WOBA, which is expected weighted batting average. And so, like, if you have a high X WOBA, it means you're hitting a lot of balls hard that you're batting at based off of, like, launch angle, all stuff. Your batting average should be
A lot better.
this with this, right? Like, you have a X WOBA of 400, but you're hitting 250. Hey, you're just lying out a lot of people.
You're actually good.
He's a lot of hard outs. I still don't know.
I had a
how to
high
calculate-
X WOBA and I had a low average.
I still don't know
didn't
how to
that.
calculate WAR. I'm gonna be honest with you. That one still.
No, I don't either.
That one's got me stumped, bro.
Or
I don't
one's
really
above
know that
replacement. Don't understand that one either.
That's war.
That's
I mean,
one.
oh, that is war. Not one's above replacement. Defensive runs saved.
Yeah, that one kind of gets me
Defensive
too.
runs saved. How do they get like what?
War
what
is
determines
they
it?
take your numbers and take an average of the position you play and say how much better your numbers. They spit it out, and he's.
Yeah, I still don't get it though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get any of it. I just like to watch the game with my eyes.
I still don't get it though.
I mean, this is what, as good of a movie and book Moneyball is, I don't think even God intended for it to get this far. I mean, you start bringing in Harvard and Yale, and they're like, you could make an algorithm for this. Like, get out the door.
Coach Mary's having a little bit of technical difficulties opening up the Zoom.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that
Maybe a new computer, maybe not
his
signed
assistant's
in yet.
in there getting him right.
I just told him, I said, don't stress. Okay, we're
know.
good.
I know him.
We're good.
New computer
New computer, new email.
happens. He logged into the wrong email.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, yeah, we don't need a play-by-play of the man. I mean, when he hops on,
He
hops on.
says when he says click on launch meeting, nothing happens. That's what he says.
It's impossible.
Coach, you gotta be
Yeah.
online.
It's set up and it started. Can we send it again?
It's not the link. It's him.
Oh, he's not your coach anymore. You can say whatever you want.
I don't mean it in any way. Like it's his side. Like his side is.
Paul.
So I'm gonna say, listen, if you can get it, if he can get it on, he'll get it on. We'll be in contact. Maybe Jay, maybe you text him a little bit too. If
I'll text him.
no, I don't think we wanted you to give him your
We've
number.
made a lot of progress in our short stay together.
Well, the first time he ever got on the
I
show,
wonder if he's in Safari or if he's in Chrome.
I don't think that matters.
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but one might be more compatible than the other.
It could be South
Yeah,
Carolina
it's
up to their old tricks. Like, I know that
Sabotage.
email. That's blocked.
Yeah, he got too many hits against us.
Yeah.
Let's get him out of here. We're not using it.
Told you.
He's not happy. So he's not happy. Yeah, the first time you met, we were at I think
Guy
Uncle
likes to be
Earl's,
accountable.
Earls.
and Coach was trying to tell stories, and you started interrupting him.
No, I don't
That's
think,
the Lloyd thing.
I don't
like,
think
you know,
laughing.
wait,
like-
Lloyd did that?
interjecting his like Lloyd one-liner into the thing, and Coach Mainieri didn't know that was your personality, and was not happy with that at first. You could tell, like, shut the fuck up and let me finish my story.
Well,
basically, is what he's
we're on
thinking.
story 30, Coach.
He kind of kept
Sad-
giving you this eye, like the side eye. Just okay.
Yeah, lucky we're winning. I don't like what you're doing in the dugout right now. Count pitches.
But anyway, he's not happy. He'll come on if he gets on later. We'll have him on later. Sorry if we duped you
Oh,
to get you to what?
we have a name pop up.
Action?
We got action, boss.
Maybe. Weren't duping you. Promise.
He's got no screen.
What we got? Why'd you just turn my volume up?
I think he's in, but he's not on the camera.
I have no snare.
I have no snare in these headphones. He's
Turn my
bumping a
snare
little
up.
bit.
So,
We'll see. I'll keep you updated.
yeah,
But we have
keep me-
progress.
keep
We
me
have
updated.
progress.
LSU is the lone college baseball team with multiple players in the on-3 transfer portal top 10. Obviously, they are not done yet. So before we get to LSU baseball, let's talk about the College World Series. Tennessee's in the finals.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's been in the favorite for a little while. Whoa. You may want to mute that until we early. Yeah. Tennessee has been one of the favorites to win it throughout the course of the middle of the season. They're obviously in the finals. They're playing really good baseball. I think middle of the season after A&M kind of went through their couple-week thing, I felt like Tennessee was playing probably the most complete baseball of any team. They're obviously in the College World Series. We have our good friend Nolan playing against Florida and O'Sullivan, who's been to the finals a lot. You have Schloss, who's been there a lot. I would love to see Texas A&M make it to the finals so that our friend Nolan King would be right there, smack dad, primetime TV, and we get to cheer him on. That's what I want. He said he can see us but can't hear us.
And I can not see him, but I can hear him. Oh, Siri.
Siri's trying to get in this. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Let me do a little.
Sorry, we're doing this on. This is a different thing.
I'll see if
Setup's new for him. You gotta give him a little,
let's keep talking.
trying to get his.
I would like to see A&M. Obviously, you've said A&M is probably going to make it.
My guess going into it was Tennessee versus A&M in the finals. I think Tennessee. You said like the middle of the year. I think that the series they had when they went to Kentucky, and Kentucky only had I think like one loss in conference, like in the middle of the conference schedule. I think that's when Tennessee kind of just hit their stride and really took off, and they haven't slowed down since then. So they've been looking like the best team in the country since.
Crazy that they've been able to. Texas A&M has been able to stay afloat after a devastating injury late in the season. You know what I mean?
They're deep and they got pitching, which is what I kind of knew about them from the start. The problem now is like the Braden Montgomery injury hurts him, but I think his name is Sadao or whatever.
Yeah,
there's another lefty starter that went down for them. That one could really hurt him, especially when you get into a best-of-3 series if you're going to have to play Tennessee. I think they're going to get this done. I find it hard to see him losing 2 games to Florida in this situation, just because of the way that they can swing it too, right?
And Florida's been very thin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Florida's
pitching
thin.
Staff.
Florida they swing it well, but they're thin on the mound, and they're not super experienced there. And A&M's lineup is
right.
A&M's lineup is experienced. They're good. They're deep. They got power. They can get you anywhere. So I just don't see them losing 2 straight to Florida. The problem is now once you get to a best-of-3 series versus Tennessee, and you don't have Montgomery, and you don't have this.
And Lavallette's kind of banged up.
And Lavallette's a little banged up, and we don't know how well he's going to be able to play. I don't know what's going to happen there. I was always on the A&M train, literally since the beginning of the season, and the Montgomery injury is when I was like, wow, that's going to be hard to overcome.
Right.
And that's kind of where I think they are right now.
No doubt. Okay, we did it. We worked
on?
together. Teamwork makes the
here?
dream work.
He's here.
We are now excited to have our next conversation with South Carolina head baseball coach, Paul Mainieri.
Wow.
Coach. Wow, in the Garnet.
In the Garnet.
In the Garnet.
Unbelievable.
Are we good? I don't think we're good.
There
Coach, can you hear us?
Oh, the sound was just there.
You can't hear us. I thought you fixed it.
Well, I got the camera up.
Okay.
got Paul.
He looks beautiful.
He can't.
Wait, we can hear something.
I can hear him. He can't hear us.
Can't hear you guys.
All right, Coach. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Lloyd, you tricked us.
See now, Coach. This is all I can do. This is all I have.
He looks great in the Garnet, though.
Oh, as expected.
Yeah.
He can't hear us.
Yeah.
Dang.
Can you get the screen off so we don't have to see?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
One-man banding.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's okay. We haven't had this hadn't happened in a minute. I think it's because you threw up on the computer last time.
No. I kept that all in my own home. The bathroom.
I know he can't. He said, I can't figure out how to get sound. No, we're working on it. Is it on our end or his end, you think?
I have him pulled up here.
His mic was working. Does he have the computer on mute? Is that possible?
Well, we can
No,
hear
'cause
him.
he can hear you.
He'd be able to hear us.
His sound, I'm saying. Does he have his sound muted on his computer?
Yeah, he has to. Like maybe he has to select a microphone or something.
Right. Because we can hear him, so he's turning the mic on, but maybe
he
has
is
the
over
actual
here
computer.
grinding though.
He's not gonna be able to hear. I'm not gonna be able to articulate that in a text message to him right
Just
now.
ask him if his sound on his computer is
You
muted.
think he knows that?
I don't know. That's what we're about to find out.
Man can't even stick up for himself.
Is what? Is his sound what?
Yeah. Like literally, just ask him if the sound on his computer is muted or not.
Is your volume muted?
We can hear you.
Yeah,
You
he
obviously
knows
can
that.
hear us, yeah.
All right. Well, let's. I don't know. I'm trying to talk and text and figure this thing out. So let's just talk about the bit.
So yeah, I mean, like, that's where I think this thing is. I think it's going to come down to Tennessee and A&M. That's kind of what I figured once this field was set. I think it's going to be a very tall task, and you're going to have the. I think it's Tanner Jones, the other lefty from A&M. He's going to have to step up.
Yeah.
Huge. Guys like that. Cortez is going to have to step up. Aschenbeck is going to have to step up. Like they're going to have, which those guys have been good all year. It's just you're going to need another guy that's going to give you 15 to 21 outs like at the beginning of the game. You
can't give up.
Yeah.
Well, you have to make them, if they're going to hit homers, right? Solo homers. You can't walk guys, can't give them any opportunities. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, A&M has to win. They have 2 games to win. I'd like to see them win tonight so they can be as fully rested as they want, as they can be for the weekend. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. College World Series has been electric from start to finish, which has been great. And
guaranteed another SEC champion.
Guaranteed another SEC champion.
Which is crazy because I think that's 4 straight years of 4 different possible. Well, yeah.
No, we'll be
4 different. Yeah.
Yeah. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, and whoever else wins it this year.
Yep. 4 straight years of
Florida
4
State
different.
Florida State's probably in the world in the
I thought,
if they won that first.
Yeah,
the check swing was called.
I wrote something about it earlier. I was like, man, like if they would have beaten Tennessee in that game 1, I really do think they probably roll on to win the World Series. They had a good team, man. They got some real top end arms that threw well for them in this tournament. You just needed to be able to piece some other things together, and they ran into Tennessee twice, which is as unlucky as it gets in that part. So it's kind of like Tennessee running into LSU last year twice. You know?
Right. Hey, should we just do it? Tell him we'll try it again another time.
He is logged out, but I'll let you know if he hops back in.
No, I just text him. We're gonna try again another time. I just think we just gotta keep moving forward.
He even had 2 Zooms in there. He had 2 Paul Mainieris, so he was grinding on it.
Yeah, he was working. He's working,
and he does feel like the type that maybe even after that text, he's not going to really give up on it.
We'll see. If he pops back in as a pleasant surprise, we'll talk it through. We tried to filibuster. I was very distracted in my filibustering.
You're day trading over there.
I mean,
it's like you're in the stock market in the 90s.
I can only do a couple things at once. That's kind of looking. I just keep I'm ADD.
I hear it. I can hear it.
I don't love it.
But we tried.
Have you been watching the World Series?
Not as intently as I watched probably the.
Of course not.
The Supers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say last year. It was like, of
no,
course
well,
not.
no, yeah, of course no. I was there for a good bit of it. But also, like,
really?
Well, I have a hard time getting those games on television because I don't have any of this ESPN, where you don't have to have Plus, but you do have to have Plus, and then it just becomes
the World Series games.
Yeah, it's like it says it's on ESPN, and I have an ESPN provider, and it's like you cannot watch this content. I'm like, fine.
And they're like regular TV.
I don't have cable. I just have like
YouTube TV.
Don't have that either. I have yours, but I needed to 2-step verify today, so I didn't get the text back. Yeah.
Perfect. So what do you watch it on?
It's on YouTube until it's not.
Well, I understand that, but like you said, I watch ESPN. I get ESPN. It
just seems to be a college baseball thing. Whenever it's like ESPN and you want to watch Scott Van Pelt, it works. Whenever it's live broadcast of college baseball, it's like it's blacked out in your area, or like connection can't happen. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it can, but it just doesn't let me.
They're holding the game back.
Yeah,
no love for you.
It's bullshit.
And they don't have. And this is the other thing: the services that I usually render, which are, some would say illegal, some would say legal, some would say.
Some would say legal.
Yeah, I think so.
Who would say?
I mean,
I mean, you're looking at them. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I guess it's right. You would say it's some that you're
it's
some.
That'd be right, but they don't do college baseball at all. Like there's the WNBA, there's hockey, there's the NBA, every game, Major League Baseball, every game, no College World Series. I feel like what those guys are up to, they could very easily pull a stream. Like if we're getting Canadian League hockey at 1 a.m., I think I can get the College World Series at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
But that's my only gripe.
Bro, I'm watching this thing popped up on Twitter. I wish I could show it. Whatever. But Patrick Queen.
About watering the lawn.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? So Steelers Depot has like a quote from Marlon Humphrey and said, "Reality sets in." It tells Patrick Queen Pittsburgh's grass might not be greener, and then Patrick Queen quote tweeted it and sent the video of him watering the grass.
It's green. Why is this man watering the grass? Right?
Because he said, Marlon Humphrey from the Ravens said that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And he's watering Pittsburgh's thing.
That's
yeah.
great.
That's funny. That's good. That's, again, ADD. I'm very ADD.
You shouldn't have Twitter open, that's for sure.
Shouldn't have what?
Twitter open. That'll catch you every time.
No, I know. It's not, especially when we are in, huh?
The likes are private.
Well, that's not what I was going to say at all. A lot of people are excited about that, though.
Lloyd's been tapping that thing like crazy,
Yeah.
I bet. I don't even want to see yours.
My page, very professional.
A lot of people are very happy about that. I don't really like. I probably
don't
should
really
be more
care,
active.
but I
Yeah,
think it's
either.
funny.
Whatever. But we are. This is it. Thank you, Lloyd. It would be great if he was kind of in a Pittsburgh colors. That's what kind of threw me off for a second. But
Just caught him on that day.
yeah.
You know? Grass does look green though.
We are in a time in sports where, boy, there's not a lot.
There's a lot. There's just not a lot of punch to it.
Yeah,
man.
like we can talk NBA
this is
Finals,
the time
which
of
we
the
are.
Major League season where people are just trying to get to the All-Star
No
break,
doubt.
right? You're getting down to the end
Well-
of the college baseball season. There is not football yet, but people are yearning for it. But
Oh, it's coming.
We don't even have stories because the boys ain't even at camp. Like,
Yeah.
It's just that time. We're getting to that time of the year.
So the rumor is
Basketball just finished. Like,
two things. Rumor, Spencer Rattler apparently was lighting it up.
I hate dude.
All those headlines, right? Lighting it up. Okay, great. I hope so. Maybe he got the steal of the draft. Okay, good. I hope so too. It's OTAs. We're not really going to do much mention to that. But baseball-wise, Mookie Betts got hit on the hand with 98. Then Aaron Judge got hit on the hand with 98. And someone else just got hit on, I want to say their forearm. Maybe it was like Correa or someone else came up and in. It may not have been Correa. I just made that off the top of my head. A lot of pitchers are coming up and in, trying to get them off the plate and losing it, and everybody's throwing hard. And
Garrett Cole coming back.
Garrett Cole
tonight.
back in.
He's going to have to hit somebody.
Paul Skenes is just nasty.
Paul Skenes still doing. Hey, y'all might mess around and see Paul Skenes throwing in the All-Star game. Like that's possible.
Listen to me.
I think
That's
it's
not
possible.
only.
I think it's possible.
No doubt. That's not the only thing possible. People are talking about, Rookie of the Year. Whoa. He keeps doing this. They keep winning. They are actually
I feel
playing.
like they win every time he on the mound. Too.
Exactly. And they start playing competitive games at the end of the year. You ain't just talking Rookie of the Year. You potentially could be talking Cy Young.
I'm gonna just tell you this.
Think about that.
Win it or
Cy Young
not,
is a
I'm gonna
rookie.
just tell you, win it or not, if he is actually in that conversation, that puts you in such a different stratosphere because that is so hard to do.
He's
not
5
even
and
on a
0.
good year as a rookie. That is incredible to be able to do something like that.
And like you have all the hype. You have everybody looking at you.
Yeah.
You have every reason, to have an excuse. This guy, big leagues are hard. Like he's really talented, but no, you had every way out. Instead, you said, I'm going to do opposite. I'm going to exceed expectations.
And look,
I
MLB's
believe
doing a
he's
better,
5-0.
Yeah, and MLB is doing a better job of it too. Like they're starting to put content out of everything
Oh, yeah.
that he does. When he walks, when he spits, when he smells, when he
No
farts.
doubt. What does he need to do?
This is Paul's routine. Get on board with it. And it's starting to catch a little steam now, if you will.
Well, and we said that, right? Whenever he got drafted, we were like, this is.
I wish they would be quoting and using our content because we've been saying this since the middle of the year last year. We've been saying this since Tennessee came.
He's
in
a
town,
number- I
since
said he was a-
Kentucky came in town. We've been saying this since then.
Remember whenever Doug Thompson came on the show at our old studio and he said, hey, what do you if Paul Skenes was in the big leagues right now, where do you think you'd be? And I just came out and said, of course, because I get super over aggressive sometimes with predictions.
This one worked for you.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy's a number 1 in the big leagues right now. He goes, number 1? I'm like, okay, maybe a number 3 right now because he doesn't have experience, but ability-wise, number 1 stuff. And then after the year, and then after last year, everybody's like, oh, definitely, top 2. He is a bona fide ace. There's nobody, and they have 3 guys on their team that are really good. And they're not even close to him. So his numbers so far. Oh, he's 4-0.
Sorry.
He's got 7 games started. He's 4-0. He's thrown 39 innings pitched, and he has 53 strikeouts, only 7 walks. All right, he has given up 10 earned runs. He has a whip of .99. He's 4-0 with a 2.29. If he continues, I'm not saying go undefeated, but if he continues to do that, rookie of the year, no problem. He's looking at potentially being in the Cy Young race.
He is. Hey, yeah, man.
He's gonna have to get to the innings threshold. He's gonna have to keep doing this. But
we gotta get to and through and get.
Give me to September.
Yeah, get through. Well, obviously, but get through July and it still be real. Watch the coverage that you get every time.
Yeah, have another 4
Watch
starts.
the coverage every time he touches the ball. If he gets through July and these numbers and this trajectory continues to go the same way it's going, that's when you can be like, oh, not we, but that's when.
Right.
If you think he's getting media coverage or if you think Pittsburgh's getting media coverage now, wait until then.
Yeah.
Wait until then.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been everything that they wanted to see. It's been fun to watch. You can tell the crowd's energized, right? Sold out crowds, and every time he's pitching. I paid for MLB.TV just so I could watch his starts. Think about that. I hadn't really watched Major League Baseball much other than highlights since I left. I got the MLB.TV package just so that I can watch him every 5th day, which is stupid. He's pitching again. I guess
you get an alert.
I'd say that's a fair buy if you watch it every 5th day because he's throwing.
Yeah,
that's a fair buy.
No doubt. And look, there may be some other games that I watch throughout the course of the year, but
some other innings you end up popping on and watching. Yeah, but that's a fair buy if you watch his starts.
Could have helped you with that one.
It's okay. What happened was I did it because they had that special going on for Mother's Day. Not because of Skenes starting, but it was because it was Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Just happened to be on that same weekend.
You didn't want to spend time with your mother. You wanted to watch Paul Skenes pitch.
Well, and that was, it wasn't on Mother's Day. It was the day before Mother's Day. And they had the special. You could get it for the weekend. And, of course, I forgot to delete it. Delete it, and it just renewed. So I was like, okay, not. And I guess in deep down subconsciously, I didn't really care if I didn't cancel it. So I really wanted it. Apparently,
yeah.
That was the way it went. But baseball's been good. Hockey, back to Edmonton.
3-2.
Back to Edmonton. 3-2.
How long is that flight?
I don't know. Long.
I mean, if you go coast to coast, it's 5. How long is that flight? Is that 6, 7? What is that?
Where is Edmonton in relation to Canada?
Top northeast, bro. Way up here.
So northeast.
Oh, west. I'm
northwest.
Sorry.
So above Seattle.
Yeah, way up there. How long is that flight?
Well,
5 hours and 18 minutes.
From
no way.
Tampa.
Oh, they're in Tampa. That's right. No, they're in Miami. They're in Miami.
They're in Miami.
Yeah, they're in Miami.
So they could fly out of Miami.
Duh.
No, they drive up to Tampa and then they fly.
Well, it's hockey. Maybe they skated over.
Man, give me
in the summertime.
Yeah, looking at it's 8 hours with a connecting flight without one, 6 hours. And I don't think they're connecting.
Oh my God, 6 hours.
That's what I said. I think this is a deep flight, man.
Wow, 6 hours.
And you're crossing 4 different time zones, or 3 different time zones, bro. That's
I mean, listen, flying from, I've flown from Miami. Or I've flown from Tampa to Seattle.
Yeah.
That's 4 hours. That's far. 6 hours. And that flight felt like it took 7 days.
Oh, I bet. Well, that's what...
flying from California. We flew from New York to California before. That's far.
Yeah.
But, not 3.5, 4 hours, Wow, 6 hours.
Unless they go the wrong way.
6 hours. Oh yeah, they're just gonna go around. They're gonna go around the land.
You're almost just crossing the pond right there. If you chose to go the other way.
Oh no doubt, it's probably closer.
No, it's not. It's about the same.
I've never been in London.
It's probably 7.
From New York City.
Yeah.
Really? Is that far of a flight?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Imagine doing it on a boat.
No, I don't want to do that. That would not be good. But yeah,
imagine doing it with 3 boats.
I mean, this is what the show's going to be like for a little bit. We're going to have other interviews, obviously. We're going to have draft guys. We're going to have transfer guys. We're going to have football guys. We're going to have,
I think we just need to continue bringing up scenarios at this time of year that we can just talk through.
What do you mean?
Just random things.
Yeah, me too. What scenarios? Let's bring one
Just
up.
like we did last time when we talked about. I mean, you want me to put one on the spot right here? But
Yeah.
Last time when we talked about
Say
like
a joke,
the,
funny guy. You're a comedian, right?
about like the when we brought up like the stats and we said like what's
Oh,
one
yeah.
stat, like we bring up just more
well,
scenarios that we
okay.
can talk through about. Like, I
okay.
think that's a good
we
idea.
had this off the show conversation.
Or we could talk about the portal entries that came in for LSU.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, producer.
Uh-huh.
Can you read them out to me?
Oh, let me get
your job.
I'll,
Do your job, clown.
I'm still looking
He's
up the
producing
flights.
and anchoring over there. He's just doing it all.
LSU obviously pulls in its fair share of transfer portal players. The latest addition being Dayton
Yamin.
transfer Eddie Yamin
Yamin.
the fourth, Quattro, as he's known.
Not a catcher.
Not that's what I wanted to clear the air with. It is a little bit. I don't want to say misreported.
And
but
maybe it has the
reported.
ability to catch, obviously, but he did not play. He was not as
2
a
games
catcher.
as a catcher as a freshman and back end spot duty, but majority first baseman. And for LSU, who, as you brought up before the show, may have already had somebody at that position. So when you look at somebody like Eddie Yami,
So you're just getting an extra bat. So that's you have a DH spot. You're gonna have. I know the other guy came in as a first baseman / catcher. I think he's a first baseman. He's a bat. So you have 2 guys that can play first. You have 2 guys that can be moved into the DH role, and I'm sure they could probably play a corner outfield spot if they had to.
Well, if you brought Chris Stansfield in too,
There's no. Yeah, right.
I'm not
That's
sure
a gift
that-
from
I'm not sure
Auburn.
there's any
Outfield
room
spots.
in the outfield. Yeah.
Right. So you got those 2 guys. I would imagine that we're gonna get some more on the left side, like a legit
Yeah.
either shortstop or third base, somebody that this guy you plug in right there on the left side of the infield. Like I said, we also have people coming in. Pearson's brother is a really good player.
Yeah.
He's coming in. He's a third baseman, so you have the ability to have a guy maybe take over that spot as a freshman, which. Texas A&M right there on the doorstep of the national championship, true freshman playing third base for them.
North Carolina.
Freshman
Yeah,
but
All-American.
see, I think
North
if you
Carolina
got-
freshman playing third base.
If you're able to add the power that he's seemingly adding in other spots, and they don't play third, right? And say now you're able to input a freshman at third, and somehow he's able to hit you 280 to 310 with 8 to 12. You can do some big things as a team with that. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Which, by getting those guys, it feels like Jay doesn't feel like I said this is all just from us seeing the tea leaves. We haven't heard anything or talked to anybody, but feels like he doesn't think Jared Jones obviously is coming back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't think he's coming back. We don't talk to him in that way. Jay obviously has a different type of relationship with him, and so he probably knows more on that. One way or the other, and Jay may have felt that way, and then after the combine or whatever, doesn't really feel like Jared's going to come back, and so maybe that's why
you missed that conversation when we had it too. It's really just off the thought process. I think this is my thought process on it when it comes to it, is that for him to come back and what he would have to do again. You're asking so much, because if he comes back and does exactly what he did last year, he's got way less leverage than he does this year, and then it just becomes hard.
No doubt. And I think even
hard.
more so than the leverage, what is the actual ceiling, right? Like, if he comes back and does it all over again, like, does that propel him from supplemental first, second round, or let's say second round to first round? I don't necessarily know if that would do that. Maybe.
Like, what type of numbers do you have to do that?
Right, like, let's say he does the exact same thing he
28
did,
this
right.
year and 310, and let's say
He's
say the
35.
ceiling right now. Let's just say the ceiling right now is outside of the top 50 players drafted.
Right.
Right. So let's say back in at best of the second round. What does he have?
Well,
to do
that'd be kind of the middle of the second, because you have
back
supplemental rounds.
in, which would be the back half of it.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on how many supplemental. I don't know how many picks. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah,
So
go
like
ahead.
my point is like, if he's outside of that spot and whatever that dollar figure is or whatever it is, if you're saying he's outside of that and you could come and get more, well, what do I have to do to come and get more? Do I have to hit 340? Do I have to hit 350? Do I have to hit 35 homers because I had 28 last year? Do I have to control the strike zone that much more? If you believe that I can do all those things and you believe that I can grow, well, then why wouldn't I get in right now and just go get closer to playing? Like, that's
right.
It's hard to say
No doubt.
come back and do it again when
100%.
there's so many factors that could say it doesn't go the same way. Like, perfect example is you take somebody like Tommy, and Tommy ended up having a great year, right? And we still like a great year. And he's done pretty much on par with what he's done the whole year. But let's say he hits 19 homers with 16 RBIs. Would you sit here and say, I wouldn't sit here and say he's less of a hitter, but people could sit here and say, man, see, he's not the same without all these dudes around him. Well, who is?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that could go on in those situations. You just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it is Ask Mikey and Mitch Day, huh? We didn't even promote that.
It is Wednesday.
That's Mikey and Mitch.
Get your questions in. Get your questions in. I didn't even know. I forgot it was Wednesday.
A whole lot of fuck Florida. Fuck
Yeah.
this tournament.
A lot of that.
Don't
It's
want
okay.
anybody to win in the SEC.
That's what's going to happen. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
But, yes, to put a bow on that, 100% right. I mean, obviously, he's not coming back for those reasons that we both agree on. He went and got an outfielder. We thought he was going to go get an experienced outfielder. He is going to imagine he's going to get a catcher or two. Definitely one. And he can hopefully bring a freshman up that's good enough to, like, contribute as another guy. And then he's done really – obviously, he's attacked the pitching staff.
Yeah.
So the best guy I would imagine they got in the portal pitching wise is the kid from Mount St. Mary's, Devin Sheeran. Obviously, you want to see him do it against higher caliber.
I want to bring this point up too because I feel like we somehow have glossed over this, and I think it's pretty obvious that he'll be here next year. But health willing and being able to add and control second pitches, we keep talking about other people being a Friday night guy. I think we kind of have an idea who that could be as well.
Griffin.
Chase
Hell
Shores.
no, Chase Shores.
Chase Shores. Yeah.
Like,
See?
like we keep forgetting about that. That's in the whole story as well. So like that's another one where if you get that guy back, if you just get him back healthy and doing what he was doing last year, that's a huge addition to the staff.
Yeah.
So like that's another name we need to.
That's
throw
the
in
biggest
there too.
recruit you're gonna get.
Yep.
Like the biggest.
And I got a feeling it's gonna be that guy plus some if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Which if that's what it is, you're looking at a Friday night type of guy.
Yep. No doubt. But this kid, he's another arm. Higher ERA than you would want to see. 109 strikeouts to 70 innings. Only walked 32. I say only walked 32, but not. It's a high walk rate, but not super astronomical. Touches 7-8 with the fastball. Has a lot of swing and miss. Seems like maybe gets himself in. I haven't seen him pitch. Obviously, I've seen him throw, but not as far as like approaching batters.
I've only seen snippets.
Based off the ERA and the swing and miss stuff, it feels like maybe he's a little bit around the zone erratic, and then gets behind and counts maybe and gets some hits, has unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, but obviously the stuff is unbelievable. I would base my assumption off the 6 pitches I've seen him throw. So I'm not even going to sit here and act like I've seen a lot. That delivery just looks very hard.
He's a short arm guy.
So when you talk about the walks that he's had, I would say that's probably got a lot to do with it. If you can clean some of that up and or find a way just to be able to make him repeat it. He's got top end ability. Like
this looks like
breaking balls nasty.
1-2.
This looks like Giolito. Well, remember the guy he pitched for the White Sox? I forget who he's with now. He used to be a guy who threw hard with a long arm, and he would basically you could see it. So his 98 or 97 didn't look like 97, didn't get a lot of swings and misses, and gave up a bunch of homers. Then he comes back and does that where he has that short arm and he's still throwing really hard, ends up winning the Cy Young or makes the All-Star team. I don't think he won Cy Young, but changed his career, and that's kind of the new thing. They want the short arm, high to delivery type thing, and that guy's throwing 98 miles an hour with it. I think science has proven that you don't have to get it all the way back here to throw hard. It's not necessarily this.
Science didn't prove that. That was proved in Rookie of the Year by Henry Rowan Gardner.
I think science has also proven that if you throw 98 over the plate, it plays.
No doubt. No doubt.
So if you can get that guy, if you can get him literally over the plate a lot, I think he's got a.
But look,
all right, here's
the top 2 guys in the portal, in the portal rankings, are still uncommitted. The shortstop for Louisville is number 1, and an Easton Winfield outfielder from UL Monroe is the number 2 guy in the portal.
He's what position do you play?
Outfield. Go ahead.
For just to put a bow on the Devin Sheeran information, 6'5", 250, fastball 93 to 95, tops out at 97, averaged over 19 inches of ride, 35% miss rate, supplements it with
Here are the stats. Here are the stats.
Mid-80s power slider that flashes, sharp two-plane tilt, 40% whiff rate.
Yeah. Has swing and miss stuff.
Yeah, he could have said that.
Control it. You know, that's the big thing. It doesn't like he walk. It's not like he walks a ton. We got another kid. Who is the other kid we got? We got Chandler Dorsey's from South Florida, but we got the Indiana State right-handed pitcher, Luke Hayden. He had
They
a
put up
3.
some big numbers.
Yeah, he had a 3.8 ERA. He throws really hard. He had 78 innings pitched and struck out 91, but walked 47. Did I say that right? 78, yeah. 78 innings pitching, walked 47. So,
But still had a 3. Look,
yeah,
listen.
so like got guys out.
So obviously he's got the stuff. That means if you get, once again, it sounds weird, but if you can, when you've walked that many guys in 73 innings, 78 innings, and you still have below a 4 ERA, that means the stuff's explosive, right? And so that's another guy. If you can hone him in a little bit more, he's got wipeout stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
He's bringing in some good arms. Obviously, he's not done. But those top 2 guys in the portal are still available. There's a lot more. There's other guys available, too. Dylan Cruz just hit his first AAA home run, and guess where he hit it?
Lead off.
Right field.
Opposite field.
Yeah. Right field. He's at Rochester. No, Syracuse.
I know where they playing at.
No, at Syracuse. He's playing for Rochester, but they're playing in Syracuse. Syracuse Mets now. That used to be their team. Syracuse used to be
AAA for the Nationals.
AAA for the Nationals, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And Rochester was the Twins.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Correctamundo.
Iowa's the Cubs.
Rochester.
Iowa is
that's
the
a tough
Cubs.
town,
Never
boy.
played there.
Hey,
Never played in that league.
hey, Rochester, tough town. Whew.
Worst town.
The Apocalypse. I'm pretty sure they filmed The Apocalypse in Rochester.
I mean,
It's
dead city.
I'm talking like
I am.
They
Legend.
have the Kodak.
goons and
What
goblins
is it?
in
Is
the
it
middle
Kodak?
of the day. Just
Kodak
kinda
was
like,
there, right? Was it Kodak? It was a camera company.
I don't remember.
Polaroid, Kodak.
No, I think it was Kodak.
That's a camera company. You can
No, I
just roll
know.
with it. Nobody's gonna fact check you.
Anyway, I mean, I don't know that was there, like this big ass building, like nothing really.
There's nothing going on there. I'm gonna tell
And
you
it's
right now.
Oh man,
freezing
Yeah.
cold.
I'd imagine if you were in the Polaroid game in like the
Freezing
late
cold.
2000s, you're probably like, damn, this iPhone's doing a lot more than we thought.
Found a really good breakfast spot there, though.
It's a very
Here's Luke Hayden. They had one pitch on the internet.
This doesn't show me literally nothing.
I just figured you want to see the delivery.
Yeah, good delivery.
There you go.
other place.
Future Tiger.
Terrible
Yeah.
place.
Best thing that happened.
Syracuse is not terrible, but not a great place to play. But not city's
I
definitely
thought
not
I
as bad as
shattered my
Rochester.
knee in Rochester one time. Not good.
Yeah.
Remember Alex Meyer?
Oh yeah,
Big
from Kentucky.
Big righty from Kentucky. Big 6'9", 6. He hit me right in the knee with 98. And it was the loudest sound. And I went down. I'm like, oh, it's done. There's no way. There's no way this thing's in one piece when I get up. It's cooked. Somehow I was still able to play the next day.
You made it in there.
God
Tough
damn,
guy.
Warrior.
Yeah, football player.
Hey, I got back to my locker that day. He had a 6-pack of beer. It said, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean it.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude, man.
Good dude. Threw really hard.
Here we go. Here's a lot of action. Luke Hayden.
I mean, look. He's got the short arm too.
This is where
He doesn't show it.
Like our early year right here, hitting comes from Texas A&M, Indiana Sycamores.
Indiana State. That's where he went. They're good. Indiana State was good.
Oh, that's got
I mean, they were.
bite to it right
I don't know if
they were good this year.
Did
They've
they
been good
host
the
a
last 2
regional?
years. No, I think they hosted last year.
They
Or
were in the
supposed to.
top
It's one of these
16
two,
for a
yeah.
while this year. I think they maybe fell off a little bit towards the end, but like we got him and the Luis Hernandez kid. So that's 2 guys from Indiana State. Really good team. Yeah, he looks good. I mean, he's got good stuff.
I like this.
I like his.
Oh, hey, yo.
Happens. Get him off the plate a little
Thing
bit.
went straight to the backstop.
And then he did that.
I think
Okay,
he got a
good
little bite
take.
to it right there, huh?
Good take.
I'm not.
Jeez, you knew I was coming 2-0. You knew I was coming in with the heater, and you still missed it. Now you're done.
Do it again.
2-2.
Throw the breaking ball. No, what am I talking about? Throw the fastball. He didn't even sniff your heater.
Who's the pitching coach there? I like him.
Yeah, he didn't even sniff the heater. Keep throwing the heater. Definitely the right pitch.
Tight little thing right there.
Yeah. No, he's good.
Down.
Got a little tight body on that thing right
That's
there.
a
Look
good
at
play.
that. Yeah.
So we'll see where he works in for the LSU staff.
Bringing in some talent. Bringing in a lot of guys.
Hey, here's a question though, because Jay did say something about this. He did say that he thought this year's team was too deep, and that's something that we talked about a ton during the year. Like, you obviously have to stockpile talent, but then like there's at some point in the year where you have to figure out like these are the guys and these are the ones I'm rolling with, even though maybe those can get it done too.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that was probably a huge lesson for him in his coaching career this year of like learning how to go with and find what's the special sauce.
Yeah, you can be deep, but let's not force everybody in there.
Right.
Like if you're deep and maybe there's some guys that are talented that should be playing, but or could be playing, you know, maybe let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's tough when you have a lot of guys you feel like you can play. Maybe you just keep rotating them in and out. It's hard to get comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I just think this game's one where it's hard to get comfortable unless you're doing it a lot, and that goes for pitching, that goes for hitting, that goes to everything. So if you're always in and out, up, down, different rolls, this and that, it's just hard to hit your stride and kind of just keep rolling, you know?
No doubt. Yes, Lloyd?
Oh, I was gonna ask you. Some of these guys that are coming in are still draft eligible for obviously the Major League Baseball,
Right, of course.
and there's been a conversation about using LSU as leverage for the Major League Baseball draft.
That's also a thing.
That's what I was going to ask your thoughts on it.
That's all. I mean, look, that's a smart move on them. You know, like, hey, I know. I mean, that's like if you're coming out of high school and you sign, you go somewhere. This is where I'm going, right? Like
These are my offers.
Same type of leverage. I've already signed to go to LSU out of high school. So like, if you don't sign me, you have to buy me out of that scholarship, right? Like, it's got to be more valuable to me than go and play there. So everyone does that. They do it in high school. This is just basically re-recruited. So that's a normal thing. Like if you're a kid, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Can't go uncommitted and say what happens in the draft and then commit somewhere. Like that doesn't. You can't do that.
I just thought it was interesting that it's being played out in the portal. Like it's another kind of little twist or wrinkle to it that you wouldn't really expect. Because when you sign people, back in the day, if it was
what happened a couple times last year. You signed a couple infielders that left in the draft.
Yep.
In the transfer portal. The kid from Baylor.
Yep.
Oh,
The kid from Vanderbilt. Both those guys.
Count it.
Both those guys are shortstops.
You need to put a ball counter up here.
Yeah.
Like a drop counter. We just tally it off every year. Every show.
Give Angel Hernandez a job. He might be in luck.
We just tally it off right here every show.
This one was like easy.
Live tallies too. When he does it, just go ahead, mark it up. Just mark it up.
Umpire walk in. Put it
I
on the
guess I don't
board.
really need these in, but I'm already in the show.
You're in the mode, dude.
I'm in there.
Yeah, it happened last year.
Yeah.
Definitely happened last year.
So you have to go get those guys. That's the risk you take. That's why I love the young guys in the portal. Right? If you go get a guy who's a freshman who's really good, bring him there. Now you get him for 2 more years, like you did with Tommy White. Like that's ideal, obviously. But
hard
can't
to find
force that
though.
either. Yeah.
It's hard to find. Ideal, but super hard to find.
And I believe that is the case with Eddie Yaman. I believe he's he's a sophomore, but not draft eligible. So you get him for at least 1 year.
Right.
But then, like you said, the younger guys. And I know there's somebody else in here that they signed that has that where he's a freshman going into his sophomore year. And he's not draft eligible, so you get him for 2.
Yeah. There is someone?
Yeah, just there's a lot of information.
No, I got you. No, look, there's going to be some more splash gets, hopefully here soon. And we will be here to report on that. But, I mean, what else? There's no other LSU baseball, right, that we need to hit on?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. All we have left is the Stephen Milam is on Tease Alert.
I don't understand what you think he's teasing.
Well, I mean, just the fact that he's commenting. But
what is that? That to me, that does. I don't know what that means.
But he's probably hearing some things within the building that he can't actually say. But he is dropping hits of basically we're not done yet as far as LSU is concerned.
In the portal or like guys coming back or
it could be both. But it feels like, I mean, I'll read you the exact quote just so I don't butcher it. But when it comes to what he is saying, it's just an interesting little tidbit, another thing that you wouldn't expect maybe out of the building, but I don't mind it at all. It was for sure waiting for those pinstripes to drop after LSU posted the picture of everybody in pinstripes, and it's like, well, what's cooking at LSU? It's like, man, I wish I had that pool for y'all, hoping they drop soon. So in terms of it could be portal guys, it could be guys coming back. I'd imagine for him it would be guys coming back. And I think one that you can probably pencil in is Pearson, that you would think would come back, that is on the fence. Broswell would be another that you would think would come back but could be on the fence. So players like that maybe he has a relationship with that are.
Well, yeah. Listen, I don't.
I'm speculating.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think
I think
it's more
Pearson's
positive than negative.
No doubt. No doubt. I just always thought Pearson was coming back. I think he'd be a prime guy to have a breakout year as a senior. So I always felt that was going to be the case, especially having the opportunity to play with his little brother. That was a big selling point for Austin Nola. When Austin came back after he got drafted his junior year, he came back for his senior season, got to play 1 year with Aaron, which was pretty cool, right? And obviously worked out for him. He ended up changing positions, but he made it to the big leagues. So, yeah. That I don't really think – I don't know. I mean, I'd imagine maybe he is teasing and doing it because why not? That's what everybody does now. It kind of brings interest. But, yeah, I can't expect them to be done –
re-recruiting and now portal hunting.
I'm looking at this. So breaking sources have told NIL Tracker that Dia Bell was offered $9.2 million NIL deal to attend and play football at the University of Texas. The deal includes a $2 million bonus on signing day, as well as an annual payments of $1.6 million per year. Wow.
I find that hard to believe. Because you can kind of say whatever and nobody's going to come out and they're not going to
refute that.
Right, and they're not going to say no.
Because now that looks good on Texas. Like, oh, damn, they're dishing out this much
opens
money?
up the door for a conversation. It's like, look, those aren't real numbers, but we are offering something. And for Dia Bell, his father is Raja Bell. I don't think they're absolutely hurting for NIL money.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't think that. I don't think those numbers are astronomical.
Well, it also came at a perfect timing after Sark said we don't need NIL, and it's like you're rolling out 8 Lambos for every recruit. So
well, that was a wild picture too.
It was.
Well, then he's the one that came back and said after that happened, where he's at a coaches panel, he's like, we don't use NIL like that, and I don't think it's good for football. It's like
I just saw a picture of that.
Yeah.
Of the Lamborghinis.
Well, he didn't organize that, so that wasn't. Really.
He can't know anything about that.
Yeah, I just 9 point. That's such an astronomical. $2 million signing bonus is the crazy thing. Wow, 18-year-old kid, he's getting paid what the NFL guys get paid.
More than
he's got a good class too.
I mean, more than like probably a back end of the draft player, like more than like a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick.
What do you mean probably?
Like definitely.
No, more than that.
Yeah.
Those guys' stuff's not guaranteed. This guy's guaranteed money.
Well, some of these guys sign a guaranteed contract and still get cut.
The 5th, 6th rounders don't sign $2 million signing bonuses.
No.
No. They don't get that. Wow.
But as much as I'd want to believe it, I don't.
I don't believe it either. That's just too much money. Dead time. Anything interesting happened to you this week, Lloyd?
I'm alive.
That's
Came back
interesting.
from the.
Did hot yoga today.
Did you?
And I hit F45 today.
Where'd you do hot yoga at?
Yoga Latte.
How it works?
No, Yoga Latte is the one where
Wow.
behind Uncle Earl's. We used to
Wow.
see it.
So you popped into Earl's too?
How'd you?
No, me and Earl's are.
What made you want to do that?
crossroads. I wanted to try it.
You went by yourself?
Huh?
Randomly. Just popped in the middle of the day.
No.
They're a sponsor of another show I work
Yeah,
with.
right. So y'all went as a group?
No.
You went by yourself?
Yeah. I could go. Who are you going to talk to at hot yoga?
Did they ask you to go?
Yes.
Okay, so they asked him to go.
Yeah.
You didn't decide off the top of your head randomly.
I'm
on
doing
a
hot
Wednesday,
yoga today.
I want to try yoga lattes today.
Well,
that did not come through your head until someone said, "Hey, why don't you come and do yoga lattes?"
They said that last week, and I was like, okay, sure. And then this was the day, so it did just pop into my head.
They didn't say it again.
No, I didn't want to waste an
They
opportunity.
didn't ask you
yeah.
again though. They only asked you one time.
Just one time. And so I wanted to make sure that I was,
Yeah,
if they're going to
there's
mention me.
There's no way you are thinking in your head, if nobody put it in there, that you're gonna go to yoga lattes.
Buddy, it was.
It's hard, dude.
It was. Oh yeah, I've done it before, but I was like sweating.
I love hot yoga.
hot
That's
yoga
the
gets
yoga lattes is great. It's just more of a workout.
Yeah, it's more
I
more
want the
movement
yoga
and flow,
stuff.
not instead of.
Oh yeah, this is hot.
No,
yoga,
this
and
is
you're doing like burpees and
yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You're doing that HIIT workout basically,
It was nice.
mixed with stretching.
Yeah.
I hit F45, of course. Did both.
course,
I was
good.
on my Renato grind. I just didn't
Nice.
put it on my story.
Nice. Ronaldo is at Bocash. That's his gym.
Yeah, he'll do like Planet Fitness at like 5 a.m., then F45, and then something else. He's just busy. I was surprised I got.
So can I say something? It's a whole
2
nother
workouts in a day is crazy. I'm gonna feel like ass tomorrow.
This is a whole nother conversation. We're going back to the baseball for a second.
I thank God.
I look at this Twitter and there's the swing of Eddie Yamin, the fourth. Like, great swing, back leg to hit it. I guess just because I've played in minor league baseball with some Yamins, some Eddies, in my head, Eddie Yamin, the fourth, who's a power bat, DH,
is a bigger dude.
Hefty guy.
I wasn't
Not the case. Very athletic.
I wasn't
looking,
expecting
very
the profile
athletic
either when I saw it.
Very athletic profile.
Yeah.
I like his swing. Listen, number 3, his swing very eerily similar to Dylan Cruz's setup, obviously, in this video that I'm watching. Like, athletic looking swing. But I was the Eddie Yamin.
I haven't seen him move, but I've seen a
looking at
picture
that.
of him, and I wasn't expecting the profile I got either.
Yeah. So, like, he's where's number 3? Look, you see it? You know what I mean? Like, wide stance, like, very easy, simple, but, like, does the little bat thing.
We got a lot of bad
That's the new thing.
these days.
That's the new thing. I tried it.
I did too.
In 21, I was like, I like that.
I did a lot towards the back end.
Yeah, me too. Keeps you
But it's like it's catching on now. Like,
upright.
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot of people are using it.
no doubt.
Oh, and another tidbit about Eddie Yamin.
Yeah.
On his catcher's mitt, he has Exodus 20:15, which is, as a catcher, thou shalt not steal, which is pretty fire. A little, if you know your religion.
How many times did he catch last year?
I don't know, but
2 times.
he's in gear.
2 times.
And he got that mitt made. I mean, he doesn't have any base runners running on him if you're not catching.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
I respect it.
Me too.
In spring training, everybody's talking about how many home runs Wyatt Langford hit. What did we tell you?
He's
After
got
spring
like
training.
2 or 3 right now.
He just hit his first home run over the fence.
Oh wow, yeah.
He had inside the park home run.
I knew that too. That's what
And he's been playing a lot. He's been in the big leagues all year. He's not having a bad year, but like, it's hard. Season's way different than spring training. He's having a good year. You know who else having a great year? Josh Smith. Have you seen his numbers?
No. So here's the thing. Here's my question, because it doesn't really matter if you're a established veteran, a rookie trying to make a name. It's almost like a for sure thing. If you go into spring training banging and hitting a whole bunch of homers, you start the year without hitting homers. Why do you think that is?
If you're hitting a bunch of homers in spring training, you start the year not hitting homers. I don't know. I mean, they're pitching you differently than they did in spring training for sure.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, because we're talking about, once again, established. I mean, Trey Turner did it last year,
Right.
So it doesn't matter if it's an established vet
Right.
who you knows hit homers, or somebody that nobody knows and they're trying to make a name for themselves and they start making a name for
I don't
themselves.
know the answer to that.
Start of the year, why is it different?
I don't know. Why is it?
Why
do you think?
I think because you put people on alert like way before they ever should be thinking about alert. Like,
Yeah.
in spring training, everybody's working on things, and it doesn't matter if it's a breaking ball, heat, or whatever it is. They're working on things, and I think as soon as the year starts, you're like, hey, that's the he ain't, bro. He already on it. Like, let me start getting to the nonsense right now.
Right.
Like, I'm not playing with him. And I think you kind of and like baseball is the thing. Like you're hot for a month. Sooner or later, you come back down to whatever Earth is, and you know, like it's just kind of, I don't know. I think it's one of those things.
Bro, Josh Smith's hitting 298 with 5 home runs and 28 RBIs, OPS 837, and 215 at bats.
Really good.
He's playing really well. Hit a home run last night.
Really, really good.
Playing well. Good for him.
Florida,
But I saw, what's that?
Florida is pitching in the top of the first to Texas A&M.
Perfect.
Bases loaded, 1 out.
For A&M.
For A&M, just threw a 1-out walk, and now he is getting pulled. It seems Mr. O'Sullivan is none too pleased.
So who's hitting for?
Who's pitching?
Yeah.
I forgot that game was on right now. Who's pitching?
Somebody he just said, "Oh my fucking god, fuck." They didn't change his name though. He's upset with himself. 28 pitches later, yanked in a must-win game. Probably I'd be upset too.
And that's probably not great for the.
Florida bullpen,
Yes.
especially with Cags hurt. It was number 12. They don't have their names on the back of the jersey, but that's not so important. It's the one on the front.
Yeah, I mean, You don't know who's hitting for A&M?
It's a commercial.
Oh, I didn't know if they
Oh, Liam Peterson, freshman. One third of an inning, 1 run, 1 earned, 4 walks, 1 strikeout.
Okay, so you have that, but you don't have the live like who's hitting?
Fisher Jameson just took the mound for Florida. Junior, 6'5", 240,
Okay.
Lake Worth.
I'm a little bit in front of you, so it's 0-2 count right now.
So it's not live. Live is on base already.
What's his name?
Caden Sorrell.
Sorrell, yeah, not Cordell.
So
Sorrell.
other things, Caden Sorrell, those guys, didn't he come from like Yale or somewhere?
I don't know,
that?
but I think he's a young kid, Sorrell.
I thought he was not a transfer.
I don't know, maybe, but I think he's pretty young. Like I know he's gonna be back next year. That I do know.
I know, like they had a couple transfers from these small Ivy League schools that have like
freshman.
very
Shot
panned
was
out.
the
He's
kid.
a freshman.
Shot was the kid.
Shot's the guy from
He's
Yale.
the 5-year Yale guy.
Sack fly.
Yeah,
0-2.
sack fly.
Oh, that's good. Good. Do your job. 0-2 count. Freshman.
No doubt. Good swing too.
Another freshman.
No, the Caden Sorrell kid is somebody they expect to be like
Okay.
a dude
Yeah,
in
okay.
the next couple of years.
Well, there you go.
But they're on the board.
On the board.
This is something that is classic college baseball, where it just comes up, bases loaded first inning. Like if you can wiggle out of this with just giving up 1, that's a totally different feeling than your
What game was
freshman
it?
starter
That's
just got
anything.
yanked.
Yeah,
What game was it? LSU did that. He gave up 2 runs and it was base loaded, no outs. Maybe it was North Carolina. No. It was someone like that in like the regional or whatever
it was
it was.
a regional game.
And they were in that same situation, got out of it, only gave up 2 runs, which was a win. They ended up coming back and winning. Maybe it was SEC tournament game. I don't know, but it was
I'm pretty sure it was a regional.
Same
They kind of cruised through the tournament. And they played one. They lost to Florida.
right.
I'm sorry, not Florida. They lost to
Tennessee.
4-3. I think it was a regional. I'm pretty sure it was a
Yeah.
regional game.
LSU
agree.
got themselves into quite a bit of an inordinate amount of pickles in that regard.
Yeah, but it was
bases
really
loaded.
deep in the. It was late
Yeah.
in the year, so I'm pretty sure it was a.
Yeah, he did a good job
Was
of
it
getting out of
Christian
it.
Little that got
No,
out of it?
He wasn't in. No. It was whoever, because Ackenhausen started a game and only went through a third of an inning, and they pulled him in that situation. And that was the game where they gave up. It was only like 1, but it was like bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah.
He had thrown like 23 pitches. So whatever game, the second game after they lost to Wofford, whoever it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was against Wofford.
No, it was the second game, whoever they played.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, once you get out of those innings, like in a situation like this,
Out of the inning.
like they got an inning, 1 run. Like that's you got 2 runs.
2 runs.
2 runs.
2 runs, no hits though.
Right. So like
That's a godsend, right?
yep,
there.
you got out there. That was a win. That was
That's a huge
limiting
win.
damage. Yeah, no doubt. What else do we want to talk about?
Oh, let's see if we have some Ask Him and Ums. I put it in the chat. Let's see if we got some responses. Oh, okay.
Do we?
A couple. We'll do a little
First one.
Ask Him and M here. Ask Him and M. First one up is coming to you now. Zach Starling. Ask Him and M. How many Wolford pitchers do we have? 1 or 2? I believe it is 1.
1. Zach Cohen's the only one we got.
Yeah, the other one was Wicker. That
wasn't a real thing.
right, but reported.
Yes.
And so I understand it.
Only 1.
Only 1.
Their ace, who we did not face.
Who we didn't see,
Right.
unless you chose to watch Wofford play, whoever they played. We didn't see him though.
Yeah, we did not see him. Another one?
Oh, that was it. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
One for both of you in the room. Ask Him and M. From Melody Benedict Walsh. Who do you think gets number 8 next season?
I don't know who's on the team,
Yeah.
but maybe Pearson. It might be
I
my
think if
early.
Pearson comes back, it'll probably be that's who I would vote on.
That'd be my early guess.
Um,
Yeah, I don't even. For me, it doesn't really need to go any further than that. I think it should be Pearson.
yeah, unless the pitcher wants to wear it.
Nah, I mean, why? You got a 4-year guy who's been like
Right.
a dude who's been. He's been in and out the lineup. He's been up and down the lineup. He's played all over the place. Like, yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, I would
Yeah.
give it to him.
No doubt.
All right. Ask Him and M. Oh, okay. This is
Oh.
one for Jared. It could have been maybe Mikey if you wanted. From what I've heard, this could have been you. Ask Him and M. Will Coach Jay and BK get Jay Mitch to talk to the Williams kid, the dual sport player, #1 safety in the country, also wants to play baseball?
Well, I mean, I ain't got no calls or texts about it yet, so that's a question I don't really know the answer to. But I would love to talk to him. Yeah, it'd be great.
I'd imagine
We'd love to have another one here.
I'd imagine Jared and Chad would be 2 guys that.
Yeah, I would imagine there's some insight we could probably give to him.
Yeah.
So, it would seem like something that would probably be beneficial, but maybe they don't need it yet.
Speaking of dual sport, where's Mo Hampton at?
That's a very good question. I don't know. He went to Sanford?
That's
Is
what I
that where he
believe,
went?
right?
Yeah, then he went somewhere else after that too.
Did he really?
I want to say, I'll be wrong. I don't know, but I know he transferred more than once. Because he transferred to play football again, then he transferred just to play
Baseball?
But now he's at Memphis playing defensive back. So it's the other way around. Transferred just to play baseball, now he's back.
So he
to play
transferred to
football.
Sanford to play baseball, and now he's back playing football and baseball.
I don't know if he's playing baseball, but I know he's the Memphis DB.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Any other questions? I would not be the one that they would ask to talk about playing two sports.
Could have been if you're a
Not
different
saying
offense.
but I did not do it in college, so that's not. I wouldn't have any insight.
Back to the chat.
Do we have any more?
Oh yeah.
All right.
There he is.
Put it on the board.
On the board.
Yes.
Board.
I'm changing grips and with my left hand. Not
Get
great.
that splinker grip.
Not great with the left hand.
From Jeffrey Pereira, ask Eminem, does it worry you when you see what Tennessee is doing, keeping players on campus and developing family over team? Do you think Jay can get LSU back to that and keep it going?
That is the hope. Tennessee's done a really good job of recruiting well.
I mean, how quickly people forget last year.
Right. They've recruited really well. They have a lot of guys that have played early on, and they brought in some guys in the portal. Yeah, that is obviously the great mix of it. I think Jay's. I'm confident in Jay being able to do that. In 3 years, you have to realize he hadn't really had this is the first time he's really going to be able to have the ability to have guys grow and play in it, right? Like Kling was supposed to be a guy, he transferred, but you have 4 freshmen that had significant playing time. You have some veterans that came out of this year. You have some that are going to come back next year. I think now you're going to start seeing him build some of that culture.
Yeah, I think this is something that he reintroduces. Like, we got to remember, when he came in for year one, it was what it was, and then going into year two, bringing a whole bunch of those guys in who he had a feeling like this was a group that could do some special things. He reiterated and he made sure he brought that family feel to that 2023 team. So now, being this will be year 4 coming into it, and you had some guys transfer out, but you got some young, I guess, key cogs, if you will, already in the lineup and already on the team. I think this is when you kind of rejuvenate that whole feeling and kind of bring that back again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he will.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, how quickly can you stabilize it? Like, when does it become, okay, these are guys that
I'm not sure how much you can. I think you got to get a Fab 5 to come in and play, and that's not really a thing, but you got close to it. They had 3, right? And you got some young guys or some guys that's been here, like a Chase Shores, that's still going to be here and going to throw next year. That's kind of how it is, but the landscape of what it is today, where the grass is always greener and there's nothing that binds you to where you are, it's so hard. I don't care how much of a family program you make. I don't care where, it's just hard. Guys see other opportunities.
Yeah.
Other opportunities come calling for them. Guys make moves. It just is what it is.
Yep.
Next one up.
By the way, have you seen Aaron Rodgers' interview with Tucker Carlson?
I mean, if you have 4 hours in your day, it's a great
I didn't watch
way
the whole interview, but seeing clips. Have you seen some of the clips?
Yeah, I've seen some of the clips.
I mean, wow.
He's really letting it all out there.
He's
huh?
letting it all out.
You
There.
missed some of the cliff notes.
So this one right here is talking about the government. He said, "Get off my computer, get off my cameras, get off my Ring camera, take down all those stupid fucking something." They're inching closer to being 1984, where they have some sort of TV.
He must have just read the book.
Yeah,
it is very similar, eerily similar.
I mean, they
but
are doing all of those things.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't want it to be like China.
Yeah, they're doing all of those things.
Where
no doubt.
China,
it's just out there, it's crazy.
China won't let you do certain types of transportation if you're
Well,
social
that is
score.
what a communist country does. Yes, they
Yeah,
control what you can and can't do.
Yeah, you gotta swipe your ID and it's bad.
Control
bad
what
player.
you can and can't do. That's communist. That's not great.
Yeah, that's 1984 is about.
Yeah, right. I figured that.
Good book.
All right.
Easy read.
Yeah. Next.
Next one up. Ask Eminem, who do you think wears number 8?
We did this already.
I know they asked it again.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
They said the answer was Pearson, but he would say, can you give it to a sophomore and give it to Milam? And I think Pearson is the right call.
I mean, Milam,
you could,
but I still think Pearson's the better fit for it, if you will.
There has only been one sophomore to get it. No. No. Junior. Mason was a junior. Go ahead.
It was a regional final. Sam Dutton, 3 straight hits. For what we were talking about earlier. Unless you got out of a wiggle. Or wiggled out of a jam.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the final one that we have for now from CAD. Asking him, what additions to the box would you guys like to see?
Thatcher started too. That happened in the game.
Yeah.
No, not Ken Thatcher. Anyway, go ahead.
What did you say? What additions? I think the additions you're going to see are the bullpens. One getting moved behind the right field wall. The other one being off of the field and making that enclosure and it kind of common area seating behind it.
Yeah, more seats.
Yep, more seats. I mean, I think those are the initial things you're going to see. You know, some stuff with a video board maybe, but I don't know the other stuff. I think it's going to be a gradual thing. You're going to start seeing some more stuff happening in the outfield.
You're going to close the scene of it in more. It's not going to all happen this year, but the bullpens, more seating and kind of dumb down some of this foul territory. And I think those are the two that are at the top of the docket right now that you may see next year for sure.
Yep.
The other ones I'm not sure when
Seat
they're
backs?
come.
Aluminum?
Good question. I'd love to see him do that. I would
love to have seat backs.
Seat back, yeah.
You want to get rid of the aluminum in the outfield?
Yeah, we got to get rid of that.
Say again?
So you want to get rid of the aluminum in the outfield?
Yes.
And I feel like it makes it hot as
and
hell,
make the
too.
hitter's eye higher.
Gotta feel like it makes, but that's a hard one to do. We talked about.
I know, but I think that's part of the plans.
Oh,
That's what Dave was saying.
You have to drill for oil too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they told us. I don't know if technology is different now. They have different things, but
Gotta have that foundation.
that's it.
Call before you dig. Or call our friends over at EVCO.
Yeah.
Sightlines.
All right. I think that's all we got for you today. We got this thing out to 7:30. I'm really ready for. We're gonna have some interviews, obviously, but ready for football season right around the corner. Lots to talk about.
Oh, there was an interesting little report that came out of the average height and weight of players in Omaha. It's 6'2", 205, which is
Big.
Yeah, but that's not
A lot
real,
of
dude.
pitchers.
Because every pitcher is probably 6'3" plus.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers a lot of pitchers bringing
They
that up.
they bring that number away.
If they would if they would change it, hey, average pitcher and average position player.
Yeah, it'd be different.
Then talk to me about that. Yeah. You got some big position players there too, but you also got some.
I would
other,
say that average though is spiked because that's all.
Yeah.
Involving pitchers too. I don't.
6'2", 205. That's a big kid.
195 is generally the cutoff weight at any of the 8 defensive positions. Any player under those weights is not in the starting lineup. The amount of 6'2".
Who says this?
This is from a man on
This
Twitter.
is also from based off of what they're claiming as their height and weight on the media guide.
Yeah.
Brian James was 6'4".
Exactly. So you can say I'm 6'3", but you're really 6 foot or 6'1". Like that is also, you got to take that with a grain of salt.
But it has been something that I think a lot of people have kind of noticed in passing, wherever you've seen like some of the freshmen at North Carolina.
Bro,
like we were talking about when we watched the game, we're like, good Lord.
But
they
look,
got
TV's
some-
deceptive too, though.
No, but you got to also. So like, here's the thing. This is what's true. People are forgetting that this is what's happening. Like, there's an uptick in talent. There's an uptick in velo. There's an uptick in size. Well, there's a little bit of a reason why. How about there's 30 less rounds of Major League Baseball?
Right.
So where are those kids going?
Yeah.
They're going to college.
Right.
And whether it's a small college first and they move on to they're going to college.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's a huge part of it as well.
No doubt.
So like that's that's part of it too.
That's what makes the college game so great. Lloyd, you got a mistake of the day. Brought to you by our friends at Lloyd's.
Lloyd's E-Place.
Hey, moving up in the world.
E-Place.
Lloyd, doing it.
You have a Lloyd's Po' Boy downtown, though.
I do.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Put my heart and soul into that.
I'm sure you do.
Family recipe.
Uh-huh.
Dozy. Oh, speaking of family recipe, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Back
Tough.
in the news again.
The Hamptons.
For all the wrong reasons. Old JT was, I think they have him on camera. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, they have cameras in the Hamptons where he was caught, I don't want to say running a stop sign, but rolling through a stop sign and driving, they said erratically. He just kind of like, oh shit, I missed my turn type deal. Gets pulled over.
So he really wasn't doing anything crazy. Just they got him.
I just don't think he was going anywhere very far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he lives in the Hamptons. He's at a bar in the Hamptons. He was probably making the block.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a lot of shit for not taking an Uber. I mean, if the drugs...
That was maybe an awkward... do I want to call an Uber for a block? I know you're supposed to. I'm not saying don't drive drunk. That's not what I'm saying. But go ahead.
I just wanted you to see the picture.
Yeah, his eyes a little bloodshot.
That's what I'm saying. If he was on the reported drugs that were not reported, but that everybody was saying he had on him, then he'd have been fine to drive. But he gets pulled over, and this is the most JT conversation that, like, you wouldn't if you wrote it in an SNL skit, that you would believe it, but it doesn't feel real. But this is definitely what is reported to have happened by the police officer. The cop who pulled over the 10-time Grammy Award winner was so young that he didn't even know who Timberlake was, sources added. He didn't recognize didn't recognize him or his name. An insider said Timberlake allegedly...
That's an idiot not recognizing the name.
Yeah.
No, that just makes you feel old.
Yeah, but he's still making music. Okay, go ahead.
Well, this is what gets to the best part from JT. He didn't recognize him or his name. An insider said Timberlake allegedly told an officer at the scene, "This is going to ruin the tour." The cop who had his body cam on responded, "What tour?" To which JT responded, "The World Tour."
I love that.
But he refused all tests and refused the blood.
That's what they tell you to do.
Yep. I would imagine at some point, if you're JT, you're buying all the time in the world. Be like, somebody at some point has to be over 30 years old.
The World Tour.
The World Tour. Which he should definitely name it.
I think there's I guess you could.
Oh, man.
Crazy. It's a good one.
Thank you.
Tough for JT.
I mean,
Kurt.
all-time fumble by that cop.
Yeah.
You could have gotten so much stuff.
Yeah. Curtain call brought to you by our friends at Assured Partners.
Yeah.
Me? What we got?
Juneteenth, baby. I'm going to lead it off.
Finally.
I'm going to give my curtain call to none other than Willie Mays.
Yep.
Lived a long, great life. Widely regarded as probably, I still personally wouldn't say the best hitter we've ever seen, but I think you could easily say overall baseball player, probably the best overall baseball player that we've ever seen. 20-plus years in the big leagues, 20-plus All-Star game appearances,
12 Gold Gloves?
12 Gold Gloves, the most ever still today. I don't know who. I think
he's
Andrew
tied
Jones
for
may
the
have
most
like
ever, right?
10. No, he's got I know he has the most ever. I don't know if
himself, or is he tied with?
I don't know if somebody's tied with him. 2 MVPs, unbelievable man. I've only ever heard unbelievable, like, great stories about him. So to lose one of those, like, baseball lifers and one of the all-time greats and all-time great people.
Yep.
On a day like today, at a time where they go and play the Rickwood Classic, which I don't even know if you played in the Southern League. The Rickwood Classic is at the old, like, an old Negro League stadium. So we would always.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Birmingham, being that it's the team there, would always play a game there a year. I got an actual chance to play in that game 2 times. And it's a really cool stadium. Like, we used to sit on top of the dugout.
Sick.
Yeah, like the dugout was there, but they used to, like, let us sit on top of the dugout like, during the game. Major League Baseball is going to play a game there tomorrow night, I think.
That's cool.
Giants and Cardinals, I believe. It's a cool situation, man, and I got a chance to play in that game. I wish I would have gotten a chance to meet him, but my curtain call goes to Willie Mays.
Great one. It's a great curtain call.
And
Lloyd, you want to follow that one up?
And he is also Barry Bonds' godfather?
Barry Bonds' godfather.
Hey,
when you got to listen to Barry Bonds Sr. and Willie Mays is like the conversation you got to hear from as a kid.
No doubt.
And you had the drive and the athleticism that Barry had. It's only makes sense that he was the type of player he was.
No doubt.
Hey, Barry Bonds stat I heard the other day, before you keep going. If you erased all 7 of his MVP seasons,
after the steroid
every single stat that was in all of those seasons, he's still the only player in Major League history with 400-plus home runs and 300-plus stolen bases.
Yeah.
Put him in the hall, dude.
How crazy is that? 7 MVPs
Oh, my
is nuts.
God. That's crazy.
But to take those away and still have those numbers.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This is all Mark McGwire's fault. When he picked him up at that All-Star game, he was like, I need to be on whatever Mark's on because I feel like a child. And ain't no way he's better than me. I should be in this home run race.
Crazy.
Glad he wasn't, though. I think it would have not been fun.
Yeah.
He just did it by himself.
Yeah.
73?
73.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How many games do you play?
162.
73 in San Francisco too.
And that's with like 100 and something intentional walks. It's like over 200 walks. So he's hitting 73 home runs with like 300 something.
Still no positive test.
at
baby.
bats.
No positive test.
No positive test.
Remember when they got
No case.
I don't give a shit. What do you test? If they ever came out, he should be in the Hall of Fame. All right, you got one, Lloyd?
I do.
Crazy stat. That's nuts.
Ohio attorney who was suspended for shitting in Pringles cans and leaving them in the parking lots of his opposition has officially been reinstated.
This is the curtain call?
He got reinstated. I just want you to guess the age of this man that was doing this.
28.
Michael?
I mean, I feel like based off how you asked it, he's probably older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say like 50 years old, 55 years old.
He had been practicing law for 50 years. He is 75 years old.
Oh, my God.
And he was shitting in Pringles cans at his house, would drive approximately 20 minutes from his home with the Pringles can. Once you pop, you can't stop. And then he would go throw it in their either lawn or where they were working. And he said, why? He was a Vietnam veteran also. They asked him just why. He was like, it was kind of like a release. It helped me blow off some steam. But he has done all of the requisite training.
You need some solid poops.
Old man poop.
That's
no prune juice for
that
this
is
man.
that's a lot of
War-hardened
confidence
poo.
that you have some solid poops there.
Well,
Vietnam vet.
that's what I'm saying. He's a vet. He's pooped into odder things and
Way
tight spots.
odder.
Yeah,
he's
true.
like, this is a luxury.
It wasn't even weird for him.
No.
Wow.
The driving with the top
What a
off
crazy thing to
is
think
wild.
of.
Yeah.
In a Pringles can.
And I'm gonna sling it.
The cylindrical, I guess.
You just had that
Perfect
many-
shape.
He must have just liked the Pringle snack too, huh?
Oh, I'm done with these.
Wow.
Out with
Crazy.
the old and with the new.
That's a Lloyd Curtin call. If I've
I
ever
wonder
seen
if it
one.
was. Never mind.
Yeah, let's get off that. My curtain call
Hard.
is to Jaylen Brown. Not only was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, not only was he the NBA Finals MVP, but if you don't know his story, it's something that you probably should go and
The HBIC.
what is that?
Head brother in charge.
Yeah.
Bubba?
He not only is he really good on the basketball court, his story is awesome. He was Mr. Basketball, Mr. Georgia Basketball. He had offers from everywhere in the country. Decided to, instead of going to Duke, or Duke would have actually been a good one, but instead of going to the top schools that had offered him, such as Kentucky or Kansas, he decided to go to Cal because of the academic side of it. So smart, graduated top of his class, obviously, but so smart that scouts, I guess, were skeptical of drafting him because of his interests outside of basketball. Not going out clubbing, not going out drinking, strip clubs, none of that stuff. It was he enrolled in graduate level courses. He made the varsity chess team, and he learned both Spanish and Arabic, despite him being the Pac-12 Player of the Year. They said his brain freaked out scouts, a little too smart for them. This is obviously coming from a story on Twitter. They said when he was drafted 3rd overall, it was a bust. It was a mistake. It was a bad pick. He became the youngest vice president of the NBA PA. He was named to the MIT Media Lab Fellow as a MIT Media Lab Fellow, and he has become the youngest person ever
To speak.
to lecture at Harvard. This was around the time that NASA came to his door. NASA offered Jaylen Brown, who was in the NBA, number 3 overall pick, an all-star. They offered him an internship in 2021. A year later, he made it to the NBA Finals. Fast forward to 2023, he was up for the largest contract in NBA history. But this wasn't the only thing on his mind. Jaylen was teaching a robotics session at MIT while he and his agent were in the middle of securing the largest contract in NBA history. He plays the guitar and the piano.
What I said? HBIC, baby.
My curtain call is to Jaylen Brown
Where do you
because
find the
holy
time?
shit, dude. That is the most impressive. He's my favorite player in the NBA. That's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
That might be the most impressive human resume that you could possibly.
Like,
put
you can
together.
talk about maybe like, was it intro roll? No,
Myron Rowe.
Myron Roll.
Yeah.
He was at Oxford, super
But he
smart.
didn't have the high end of professional career. That
Right,
Jaylen
exactly.
had. So, like, if we're talking about all end of the spectrums and you being able to branch out and do, Find me someone who's been able to do the things that he's been able to do.
Wild.
Yeah,
That's my current call. Shout out to you, Jaylen Brown. Respect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you see Shohei's wife can speak English?
Nice.
It's interesting.
Great.
I don't know where
great.
you're going with that one, but
It's just interesting.
That's great. That's all we got for you today. Friday is a TBD. It seems like we're going to try and make this thing happen. Jared is going to be in all the shade of the Bahamas. No, of Cabo.
yeah, but I said the Bahamas.
He's going to the Cabo. He has a wedding to go to this weekend. He is going to be covered in shade. Bucket hat, I'd imagine. Sunglasses.
Shade.
Yeah. He'll be there. I will be up flying to Wichita, Kansas for one of my cousin's weddings up there. Lloyd will be here in Baton Rouge, I think. And if we are having a show, we'll let you know, and we'll have Lloyd come in here. We'll be a nice little virtual quick show.
Remote show. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
Remote show. What's the score of the game? 2-0 still?
2-0. Bottom 2.
We think A&M's going to win. It'll be A&M. Hopefully A&M and Tennessee national championship game. We appreciate you tuning in. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you don't like us, but you like listening to us, or anywhere you get your podcast, we appreciate you. We love you. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Oh, we did have a 3-time dog mom write in on Twitter that you'll need to work on speaking into the microphones. She gets very frustrated turning her TV up and down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I move around a lot.
Yeah. So I agree with you.
Tell her we'll be better.
Miss Lady.
We'll be better.
Lloyd tells us all the time. I'm sorry.
3-time, we got you.
3-time.
All right. Appreciate you. Enjoy your rest of your Wednesday. If you've not seen Bad Boys 4, I recommend going see it. It's really funny. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Is that the real Martin Lawrence?
What?
You haven't heard that rumor?
Lloyd has.
What is the rumor?
Lloyd Mav started it.
Yeah, no. It was like the late 90s. He was running around with a gun saying they're going to get me. They're going to get me. They put him in some institution in a hospital.
Late 90s?
This was like peak of his powers.
Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
So late 90s, he was running around crazy doing this. They arrested him,
No.
put him in an insane asylum,
Right.
and he's been there since then?
Well, that could be it.
So what are they saying? Is that what they're
There's the
saying?
body double of Martin Lawrence, or they got a lobotomy.
Because he's been at the insane asylum since 1990.
So his
Yeah.
double was made
so
for Bad Boys.
Martin
Yeah.
Lawrence has double.
He's gone,
Has
yeah.
been on. Okay, I don't.
Look it up. It's pretty interesting. And the way there's some body imaging where it doesn't really look like Martin Lawrence anymore.
Yeah, but
And some
you're
people-
saying the whole series of Bad Boys was never Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, there's like an early
And Blue Streak.
line of
And Blue
demarcation.
Streak.
I think it's after those, like when he
No,
got popular.
you said in the 90s.
So
This is
I
the
said at the peak of his powers, whenever people would be nervous that Martin Lawrence is having a mental breakdown, that part of his career. But
Okay, interesting.
some just food for thought, something to read up on late
Right.
night.
I don't know
Interesting.
about that.
Go watch his body double do it then.
I don't know about that.
Movie's still funny.
Got all of Martin Lawrence's quirks.
Yep. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We love y'all. See y'all potentially on Friday. If not, we'll see you on Monday. Peace.
Let's celebrate.
Celebrate what? Oh, that.